The recent catastrophic collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, has reignited serious concerns about the state of our infrastructure and the potential for devastating bridge disasters. This tragic event, caused by a container ship striking one of the bridge's piers, resulted in the loss of life, injuries, and significant economic consequences for the Port of Baltimore. As we reflect on this disaster, it's also important to examine the history of bridge collapses and the lessons we can learn from them to prevent future tragedies. Viewcation presents the most devastating bridge collapse disasters in history. Ponte de Barcas, Portugal, 1809. The deadliest bridge collapse in history occurred during the Peninsular War in 1809. As French imperial forces attacked the Portuguese city of Porto, thousands of civilians attempted to flee across the Ponte das Barcas, a pontoon bridge made of 20 boats linked together with steel cables. The bridge, overwhelmed by the weight of the crowd, collapsed into the Douro River, resulting in an estimated 4,000 deaths. Great Yarmouth Suspension Bridge, England, 1845. In 1845, a tragic bridge collapse in Great Yarmouth, England, claimed the lives of 79 people, including 59 children. The incident occurred during a publicity stunt for a circus, as hundreds of spectators crowded onto the suspension bridge to watch a clown ride a wash tub drawn by geese. The sudden weight shift caused the bridge's chains to snap, and the deck fell into the river below. An investigation revealed an imperfectly welded joint as the cause of the collapse. Pont de la Basse-Chaîne, France, 1850. The collapse of the Pont de la Basse-Chaîne in Angers, France, in 1850 highlighted the dangers of resonance and the importance of soldiers breaking step when crossing bridges. During a thunderstorm, a battalion of nearly 500 French soldiers marched across the suspension bridge, their rhythmic steps causing severe swaying. The bridge's wire cable snapped and one of the cast iron towers collapsed, killing 226 people. This disaster led to increased concerns about the safety of suspension bridges and a 2-decade hiatus on their construction in France. Whangaehu River Rail Bridge, New Zealand, 1953. On Christmas Eve 1953, a volcanic mudslide from Mount Ruapehu undermined a portion of the Whangaehu River Rail Bridge in Tangiwai, New Zealand. Minutes later, a passenger train with 285 passengers and crew aboard approached the bridge, and 6 rail carriages plunged into the river, killing 151 people. The quick action of the locomotive crew prevented further loss of life, but they were among the victims. Queen Elizabeth II, who was visiting New Zealand at the time, expressed sympathy for the victims and visited with survivors. Truesdell Bridge, Illinois, 1873. The Truesdell Bridge in Dixon, Illinois, collapsed on a spring Sunday in 1873 when a crowd of more than 200 people gathered to witness baptisms in the Rock River below. The iron bridge, which had been completed just 4 years earlier, was supposed to be an improvement over wooden bridges that had collapsed during floods. However, the weight of the crowd overwhelmed the bridge's foundations, causing it to collapse and trap many victims in its iron latticework. The disaster, dubbed the Truesdell Trap, claimed 46 lives and injured another 56 people. Morandi Bridge, Italy, 2018. The Morandi Bridge in Genoa, Italy, was an iconic structure known for its artistic and innovative design. But on August 14, 2018, tragedy struck when cables in the bridge's southern stays suddenly snapped during a heavy midsummer downpour. Sections of the bridge's western side broke apart, sending dozens of cars plummeting 150 feet into the Polcavera River and adjacent streets, walkways, and railroad tracks. The collapse, which resulted in 43 casualties and 16 injuries, was attributed to the corrosion of steel cables due to cracks in the bridge's concrete, allowing water and salt air to seep inside. Sunshine Skyway Bridge, Florida, 1980. In 1980, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in Florida experienced a devastating collapse when a freighter, the MV Summit Venture, collided with 2 of the bridge's primary support columns during a sudden squall. With its radar down, the freighter struggled to traverse the bay's shipping channel through thick fog, torrential rain, and hurricane-force winds. The collision caused a 1,200-foot-long section of the southbound span to fall in the water, along with 6 cars, a pickup truck, and a Greyhound bus. The accident claimed 35 lives, with only the pickup truck driver surviving the 150-foot plunge. I-35 West Mississippi River Bridge, Minnesota, 2007.
Was the day the 35W bridge came down during the evening rush hour, killing 13 people and injuring 145 others.
The collapse of the I-35 West Mississippi River Bridge in Minneapolis, Minnesota during evening rush hour on August 1, 2007 was a shocking reminder of the importance of proper bridge maintenance and design. The center span of the 8-lane steel truss arch bridge suddenly collapsed, causing adjoining sections to crumble. Commuters in over 100 vehicles and 18 construction workers fell as far as 115 feet into the river and its banks, resulting in 13 deaths and 145 injuries. Investigations found that the bridge's metal gusset plates were insufficiently thick to sustain the span's weight, compounded by the strain of rush hour traffic and construction gear on the deck during the incident. Queen Isabella Causeway, Texas, 2001.
It was dark and the skies were clear when a tugboat pushing 4 barges loaded with steel collided into the Queen Isabella Causeway.
On September 15, 2001, a tugboat and barge struck the Queen Isabella Causeway in Port Isabel, Texas, causing a midsection of the bridge to collapse 80 feet into the bay below. The incident occurred at night, and 8 people died after motorists unknowingly drove into the gap. The tragedy highlights the importance of proper navigation and the need for swift communication and warning systems to prevent vehicles from driving onto damaged or collapsed bridges. Big Bayou Canot, Alabama, 1993. The Big Bayou Canot disaster in Alabama in '93 is a sobering example of the devastating consequences of barge collisions with railroad bridges. In dense fog, barges being pushed by a towboat struck and displaced the Big Bayou Canot Railroad Bridge near Mobile. Minutes later, an Amtrak train with 220 people aboard reached the displaced bridge and derailed, killing 47 people and injuring 103 others. Silver Bridge, Ohio, West Virginia, 1967. The Silver Bridge, which spanned the Ohio River and connected Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and Gallipolis, Ohio, was a suspension bridge built in 1928. It was named for its aluminum paint, which gave it a distinctive silver appearance. On December 15, 1967, during the height of the holiday shopping season, the Silver Bridge suddenly collapsed, resulting in the death of 46 people and 9 injuries. Francis Scott Key Bridge, Maryland, 2024. The collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore on March 26th is a tragic reminder of the devastating consequences of bridge failures and the importance of maintaining the safety and integrity of our infrastructure. The disaster occurred when the container ship MV Dolly, suffering from a complete power failure, drifted out of the shipping channel and struck the bridge's southwest pier. The collision destroyed the bridge's southwest main truss pier, triggering a catastrophic collapse of the south, central, and northern spans. The bridge, a steel arch-shaped continuous truss structure, relied on its overall integrity to maintain stability, and the loss of a single pier led to a rapid and devastating failure. Within 30 seconds, the entirety of the trussed spans and 3 additional spans had fallen into the Patapsco River. Several vehicles were on the bridge, including maintenance crew vehicles. 2 people were rescued from the river, with 1 in critical condition. Tragically, 6 maintenance crew members were reported missing, and 2 bodies were recovered from a submerged vehicle. The remaining 4 are presumed dead. The collapse has had far-reaching consequences for the Port of Baltimore and the local economy. The bridge carried a portion of Interstate 695, a beltway around Baltimore, and its closure has disrupted daily commutes for thousands. And the incident has blocked most shipping to and from the Port of Baltimore, one of the busiest ports in the U.S. Maryland Governor Wes Moore described the bridge collapse as a global crisis, with an estimated loss of $15 million per day. Now it's time to hear from you. What steps do you think should be taken to improve bridge safety and prevent future tragedies? Let us know in the comments section below.